my browser in like probably weeks since StreamYard was acting weird.
Oh, yay! We're live. Okay. Don't know why StreamYard was like giving me an error, and I'm like, no, let me in.
Did it go?
We're live.
Okay, yay! There it is.
Well, hello everyone. Sorry, we were fashionably late. You know, we wanted to come in with an entrance. It's been a while since the three of us have been together.
Been forever.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I told T, I only sent you the link yesterday, and then it was like 45 minutes ago. I was going to share the post saying like, "Hey, join us for sprints tonight." I was like, "Wait, T's picture's on. T's coming too." I was like, "Oh shoot!" So I sent her the link like last minute. I'm like, I didn't mean to forget about it. But anyways, yay! We missed you too, Regina. So happy to have you here.
Hey, Regina.
And Janine. I was gonna say Regine. I was gonna combine your name. Janine, hello. Welcome. Yeah, let us know what you're going to be working on tonight. We will be doing 3 30-minute sprints and chatting in between. And we'll be done around 8 or 8:30, depending on how long we chat. Last time I had Hoffman on my channel, and like it was the first time he was on my channel, and so he was like, "I'm sorry, I talk a lot." And we went to like it was like 8 o'clock. I was like, let's start the last sprint. Like we gotta.
I love that though. Sorry, can you hear me? I plugged in my headphones after.
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
The sound settings weren't telling me that it recognized the headphones, so I was like, "Is it working? Is it not?"
Yes.
Hey, Regina.
Hey, headphones for everyone. Yeah, and then I have a new microphone because my other one died on me. So now this is just like a snake right in front of me. But anyways, I think everyone knows me, but if anyone's lurking or watching the replay, my name is Holly. I'm the author of A Diamond Bright and Broken, which is releasing November 5th, 2024 with Inimitable Books. The date is coming closer and closer. Tons of fun, exciting things have been happening behind the scenes that hopefully get to share news soon. If you pre-order my book, you get these lovely character art cards.
Yay!
And the hardcover has a bonus chapter from a different point of view that you would love.
Yes.
So I have a lot of stuff I'm doing tonight, little mishmash of things, but it's the 15th, it's halfway through the month, so I usually post the Diversity is Lit book club poll, so I will be posting that tonight, so be on the lookout for that so you can vote for our August book of the month. The book that we are reading for July, which is Disability Pride Month,
yes,
is, you have yours, yay! Love from A to Z. By S.K. Ali. It features a character who has a recent diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. I always mess up saying that. MS for short. So really excited. I haven't started it yet, but I'm excited to. So yeah, I will let my co-hosts introduce themselves, promote anything they want.
Hi, everyone. I'm Teresa Beasley. I write under the pen name T.A. Beasley. I write thrillers. I'm also the co-host of A Reader's Book Corner, a podcast that supports indie books and the authors who write them. And for tonight, I'm going to be finishing my notes for the book I'm featuring on the podcast, Lives by Caitlin Duncan. I'm also going to be writing a little bit on the thriller that I'm working on. Tentative title, and then probably the last sprint, I'm going to finish reading my husband's script so I can finish giving him my pointers on that.
Ooh, fun
so
stuff.
Busy times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, which is publishing Holly's book. We have other titles out. But this is up for pre-order, as are a few other ones. So check out Inimitable Books LLC on Instagram and TikTok, and to see those titles, so you know what to pre-order if you'd like to take advantage of Barnes & Noble's pre-order sale with the code PREORDER25. It goes through, I believe, I don't think it ends like at the end of the 16th. I think it goes through the 17th of July. We have, romance in this. We have romance in another book that's up for pre-order. But yeah, buying any book by Inimitable would be helpful, but pre-orders especially. So please check out the website or our Instagram. And we have a new website being built without the LLC, but be sure to add LLC. So inimitablebooksllc.com. Because otherwise you're going to be like, why are there no book covers? And it's because it's in process.
I stumbled upon that website, I think over the weekend or last week, because I was trying to share a link or something. And then I was like,
this isn't it.
I was like, what's this website? So then I'm like, okay, it's still LLC. So I was like, is this an old one or a new one?
No. Chandra, Arthur, and Natalie Locke also found the other one. And I was like, oh. Yeah, no. So yeah, don't go to that one. And tonight what I'm working on is edits. I've been trying to finish this manuscript for like a month, and things just keep popping up like whack-a-mole with like things are getting done, and they're getting done by the dates that they need to. But it's like every time I think we're done, someone comes back and is like, oh, we need it tweaked. And I'm like, there's nothing but to do it. Like, that's all I can do. But it's just very much like, oh, I thought I was done with this project and would have been able to focus on the edits. But I think we're finally, well, no, that's not true. We're done with one. We're done with another. And then there's just one outstanding thing, because they're like, we need you to edit something. I'm like, great, can you send me the file? Because they had tweaked the file I'd sent them. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, you can't use this. And I'm like, well, no, because that has printer marks on it, which means that the actual cover would have red lines on it if it were printed. If I edited what you did, I need you to like send me what you edited before you put it into your special software. From what I had sent you, because it's just every time I send them something, they're like, great, you fixed this, but like there's this other issue outstanding that they hadn't told me about before. And so I'm like, I don't want to go backwards by accident. Yeah. So it's like, I just need you to send me something. But they're in China. So like, we're always a little bit off schedule from each other.
Yeah. Okay. The times. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to knock it out tomorrow, but that means that I can edit. I'm in like SQL editing mode. So it's in a weird way. It's like different from editing a debut. And I don't really know why, because, I read series all the time for fun, or I used to when I had free time. And it's like, but it's not that I don't keep the world in my mind. If anything, I have the world more in my mind. And anytime I see a capitalized word or something, I'm like, did we do that in book one? And then I have to go back and check. But it's almost like, oh, it's book two. It not only needs to be good, but it also needs to not contradict anything that was published in book one. And I think that's what's slowing me down.
Yeah, because that'll take a lot more like not nitpicking, but like paying attention to the details. Yeah, paying attention to all that. Yeah.
And this author's like pretty good at like not saying something about like the world that's wrong, but it's like my fear that like, I'm just like, I need it to not have a problem. So
no, that makes a lot of sense.
Slowly plugging away.
Yeah. Well, sounds like a lot of fun things.
Yes.
There's Regina is well trained with the LLC, so that's good.
Yes.
Hi, the Desolate Reader.
Hi.
What you're going to be working on tonight? We'll be pulling up the kitty race timer soon.
Yes.
Janine says, I'm feeling a lot better about my writing over the past few weeks. Yay! I've been figuring out that all the stuff I was listening to is based on hype and getting big on TikTok. Yes, totally.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to be BookTok famous or whatever. It's all...
I mean, it's cool and it's helpful, but it's also like, no, none of Inimitable books titles have gotten TikTok famous, and we still sold a lot of copies for some books. So it's like,
yes,
you're okay.
So we have our first kitty race up. So please vote for the color or number that you think is going to win the first sprint, 1 through 7. Yes, aka demand to make my MMC to be more like every other romantasy MMC instead of his shonen flavor that he is. I love the shonen.
Aww.
Bring on
Please,
the
dear
shonen.
God, do not make him like every other. I'm honestly saturated at romantasy, and also certain people are like, oh, this paranormal romance book you published is romantasy, and I'm like, no. Paranormal romance does not equal romantasy. Romantic fantasy does not equal romantasy. There are differentiations, and I will not steal your platform to have a lecture on it, but just like, they're not one and the same, and one feels very, very repetitive, even more so than people who complain that the romance genre itself sounds repetitive. And I'm like, well, every genre sounds a little repetitive. Like, that's why it's a genre.
Yeah.
That's why people read it, because they know what to expect at some level.
Right.
No, I'm totally with you on that. So, you are so wise. I love it. Yes, formulaic. Give us something new.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have your enemies to lovers romantasy, have some uniqueness to it.
Yeah. Like, I'm all for like genre expectations, because that's why I'm reading a genre to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, if I'm like, I feel like I've read this plot before, if not 5 times, I'm a little bit like, because there were 2 historical romance series that I was reading. I'd read them after Bridgerton and before I found this other series that I love even more, called The Effingtons. But anyway, there were these 2 series. They actually had really similar plots. 2 of them almost had the same plot of a book. Like, not plagiarism, but it's like, I don't know. They both had the idea. They wrote their stories. And like, at the time, their characters were unique enough that I was like, okay. But even as I was reading, I was like, wow, this feels just like the other. And then since then, I can't remember which character belongs to which of the 2 books.
Oh,
that's not good.
That's
and
not
I'm just
good.
like, I know I read 2 books with basically the same plot, and I know I enjoyed both, but I can't remember if this is this book or this book, and I'm probably mixing and matching, and it's just like,
oh yeah, that's not good.
whoops.
Yeah, that's not good.
Janine, you're reading the arc. Yay! I was thinking about that because I know authors aren't supposed to read their own reviews, but I've been checking my Goodreads just to see if there's any arc reviews that come through, and none have been up yet. So I'm like, oh my god! My sister hasn't even posted one. So anyways,
yeah, sometimes people will post it immediately, and other people, especially if they've read more than one arc, they'll be like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to like post it closer to the release date.
Yes. But I'm glad to hear that you've been enjoying it. I'm curious to know where you are.
Have you reached the point where spoiler happens yet?
I know, that's always like my thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna spoil something? Just like start talking about something and then be like, oh my god, you did not hear that. Yeah, and that's what I think. That's what I said to a lot of people have arcs. Because that was me too. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've even gotten books like in giveaways and arcs, and I was like, I have not read those yet. So and yes, that one sounds really good. I put that on our poll because Janine had recommended that for Diversity is Lit, but I put it for either October or November because it's like a horror thriller short stories. Or November, we always do like short story collections or shorter books. We either do one or the other. So I was like, ooh, this will be good for either October or November. Chapter 6.
I just checked what it was.
Yeah, I had to see it. I was like, is that
my brain thought it was my brain thought it was chapter 7, so I'm glad I checked.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
The events that I was remembering.
Yes.
That were chapter 7.
Yes. 6, 7, 8 are like my favorite chapters.
They're very exciting. I can't say that those are my favorite chapters, because I think some stuff that happens later in the book are like, yes, this wins. But I do love those chapters, and when people have read the whole story, they'll be like, oh yeah, we get why like they have like an honorary mention as your favorite type of.
Yes. They were just fun to write, and was like the first part that I was looking forward to when I was writing it. Like that was the first thing that I was like,
Yeah.
Hello, Kara. Kara's voting. Oh yeah, so let's vote for our cats. We'll start the first sprint soon. Let's see, 1, 5, 6, and 7 have been voted on.
I'll take 4.
Before anyone put their comment in, I was like, I'm picking Snowball in my head to match my top, so I'm also voting 7.
And Janine's on 6, so I also have to vote 6. I am being a rebel and not voting for one of the 2 or 3 programs.
Actually, Janine is voting for cat number 7, but is on chapter 6.
Oh, okay, yes. I am voting.
Yeah.
I am voting. Sorry, I am picking Kitty 6 like Regina because Janine's on chapter 6. There we go.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
It sounds like it's been a long day for us. It's okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I think this is going to be a slow toss today because their heads are bobbing a little slow. But we will get started with this first sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Oh, slow-mo.
Run, kitties, run.
All right, number 2 won. Oh man, I know, Zuko. We should have voted for number 2, huh, buddy?
Did anyone vote number 2?
No, no, we didn't. But Snowball was second, so yay! You and Janine got second place.
I'll take it.
Yes. Vanessa popped in. Hi, Vanessa.
Hey.
Hopping in for at least one sprint. Yay! And Lindsay's here. Hello. Oops. For some reason, I was like clicking on it and it wasn't popping up. Hello. I finally got some cool ideas. Ooh, sounds fun. I was doing some emails, so I didn't work on the diversity is lit poll. Because then I'm still doing freelance work on Upwork, and someone was like, usually I don't look for jobs. I just wait for people to come to me, be like, hey, we think you'd be interested in this project. Please interview for us.
What do you do on Upwork?
A bunch of different things. I've done I've edited articles about biomechanics and running. I've done an exercise log where I've just described exercises because it was going to be for a hospital's application. I've done I filmed myself reviewing a back brace, so just a whole ton of different things. But this one was
how do you list it on there? Is it just do you need someone to do
yeah, I just say I'm a physical therapist, and so a lot of people search they are looking for a physical therapist for things. So yeah, they just search, and I think I've got my writing stuff and editing experience too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was for describing exercises. It was part of this application, and they're like, yeah, it's okay if you use ChatGPT. Actually, we would encourage it. So I was like,
no thanks.
I could do it myself, but I will apply. I was like, I can do this myself. Anyway, so I got lost on just doing some other things. How'd you guys do?
Well, I got my script notes done, which is the first thing I wanted to work on for my episode that I have to record tomorrow.
Yay!
I waited till the last minute to do them.
I ate dinner, and then what I actually had my mom do was, while I was working on some other things for the company, I asked her to read through this manuscript and make some grammatical changes, just to see if we could catch some of them before I even did a full edit. So I'm putting those in because that's fast and easy, and that helps give my ADHD brain dopamine to then encourage me to do actual editing for a story and things like that.
That sounds good. I like that. That system. Oh, Felicia's here. Just got home from work. Welcome back. Hope work went well.
Hello.
That it wasn't too crazy. Oh no,
Oh no.
Oh no. It's so bad because I worked a weekend shift yesterday, but I got out super early, but I just and I had slept 8, maybe 8.5 hours. And I woke up yesterday morning, my eyes were itchy, tired. I was exhausted. I was like, did I get like 6 hours of sleep or something? Like what? So when I got home, I literally just like laid in bed. I took a nap and then I laid in bed the whole rest of the night. And then I went to bed early. So I got like 9 hours, like almost 9 hours of sleep because I was
Good
like,
for you.
yeah, I was like, apparently my body wants to rest. So I'll let it rest.
For the past 2 days, I've been like super tired and also like had a bit of a head cold. Like for some reason, I have like pressure around my eyes, so I probably am getting like a sinus headache. But I tested myself and it's not, the pandemic, so that's good. Yeah, but my mom was also not feeling well yesterday, and she's like, "Oh, is it the heat?" And I'm like, "I mean, humidity sucks, but I don't know. Because I was traveling for like 2 weeks straight, and so while I was happy to visit the people I was visiting, as an introvert, it's like I really need to like recharge my battery and stuff like that. And I'd also been living at my mom's since, basically June 1st, because in preparation for me having surgery on June 10th and then recovering before we went on our trip on July 1st. So it's like I'm finally back in my home. I can sleep for 3 hours if I want, like in the middle of the day, and like that. So
nice. Yeah. How are you feeling after your surgery?
I'm okay. I went for my post-surgery checkup, and a really weird thing happened where before my surgery, but like way before, so like in November, we had done an x-ray on my right leg to be like, are you healed enough to take out the rods? Because if it's not healed, we don't really want to get rid of your support. Because that would just make everything hurt more. And it looked like it was healing. It was finally starting to heal. And so we're like, okay, yeah, schedule the surgery, everything. For some weird reason, I didn't have an x-ray closer to the surgery. Like that wasn't asked for, which my mom and I are like, why wasn't it? Especially because at my checkup with him like 3 weeks ago, it turned out that this new x-ray, my right leg isn't healed. So now I don't have the rod in it. And it's like fun. So I have to go in like a month and just see what's up. But I don't know what that means, why it looked like it was before. It's not like anything happened. So I don't know, and I don't really know what will happen after. So, people can ask, but I genuinely don't have an answer. So, other than that, I'm okay. My left leg is mostly fine, except because now I don't have the rods in either leg, but especially my right leg. My left leg is compensating a little bit more for my right, which I have to be careful of, because then I could like overtax my left leg.
Oh man! Wow. I wish they did those the pre-surgery like X-rays to confirm things.
You'd think
that would have made some sense, but hopefully it works out. And
it is what it is. I can't really like worry about it. You know what I mean? Like life goes on right now, and I have a business to run.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well. Oh. Well. Regina said it sounds familiar. Story of my last 8 years. Oh no.
Oh.
Well, my right leg since like early 2023 has been like, it didn't heal from the first surgery, so it needed a second surgery, and then we had to wait in order to take the rods out. So
okay.
Whoop-de-doo.
Oh.
Wow.
Felicia's asking. Oh, sorry, Felicia.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Did they advise you for a set amount of time? They should have done more X-rays. Yes, agreed. Actually, I'm not supposed to keep weight off it. I'm supposed to be doing more walking as much as I can.
Help with bone.
Yeah. I'm sure you know.
Repairing, like, you know.
Yeah, but he also said, like, don't get a weighted vest, like my strength trainer had recommended before the surgery, before we knew that my right leg was never fully healed, weirdly regressed. We don't know, but I was like, oh, he had told me this, and my doctor's like, no, like, you just need to increase the number of city blocks you can walk so that your endurance and builds up. So yeah. The good news is I'm not having to take a ton of pain meds. It's mostly just like at the end of the day, I'll take a few, and sometimes I'll just use ice packs and things like that.
Yeah, at least like you've got some things to help with the pain. And are you still in physical therapy then, or?
He said that I shouldn't do that right now because that does have weights and stuff, and he's like, we're really just trying to work on you walking.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be running or jumping. That should not be your goal. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I want to get there so I can go back to dance classes, but like, I'm not doing that right now. Yeah. I haven't done it. I haven't done it since the surgery. So it's.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Well, good to get an update from you. I was wondering how you were doing.
Yeah.
So the Desolate Readers outlining for my novel, trying to figure out the genre and the plot. Oh, so fun. Fresh, like a fresh idea. Getting ready to handwrite the story. Oh.
Do you need to figure out the genre before you do that? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, like, okay, if you're still trying to think of the plot, there's that, because that is normally helpful for an outline. But I'm not someone who thinks like, oh, I need to decide that this is absolutely like a fantasy romance versus a paranormal romance versus an XYZ. It's like, okay, if this world is like different from ours, this is how it is and this is how it affects the plot, but I'll worry about like labels and marketing later.
That's fair.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you'll know if something's like contemporary fiction versus fantasy. Like, that's normally pretty obvious. But beyond that, it's like, does it matter as you're first writing it?
That's true. That's so true.
But that's me. It's like the one time I can be like separated into steps and don't jump ahead.
I was making people yawn. Yeah, sorry, yawns are contagious.
Stop saying it.
Sorry! Yawn, don't yawn. I've taken my 1 week vacation from work. That sounds wonderful. My supervisor just came back from being gone for 2 weeks, and I was like, are you happy to be back? Do you feel well rested? We missed you. Oh, I can only imagine you'll be like, oh, I don't want to come back. Oh my goodness, so much fur from Zuko. Okay. Oh, I need to figure out the genre, plot, characters, and title before I write. That's fair. That's fair.
Oh.
I'm always a title person. A lot of times that's like one of the first things that comes to me is the title. So, and I'm definitely these characters need names. I can't be like, oh, I'll just figure it out later. They're like, character 1 or something.
Yeah, no, I have to name my characters. It would just drive me crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I think especially with my aphantasia, it's like that's the only way I can really identify them within the story. Because in my head, I can be like, oh, I know like the type of character they are. But like if I'm just writing them, I need that.
Right.
Because if I ever reread my stuff, it was like character 1 and it was like just dialogue, I'd be like, I have to go back and read. I have to read further back for more context.
Right.
Because I do think my characters speak kind of similarly to each other, and maybe that's something I'll work on more in the future. But yeah. Character 1 and
Yeah.
character 2 would not work for me.
All right.
I'd be like, who are you?
So, I think I'm gonna go with 4 this time. Bluey.
I'm going to go with number 2.
I'll take 1.
Nice.
I'm gonna go odd this
Oh,
odd
that's very
number this
funny.
time.
Nice.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Character. Who the heck is this?
Like, sometimes the dialogue is very obvious. You know,
Yes.
if one person's upset about something, it's like, well, it's probably not the person who did it. Although they should feel guilty, and then that comes later. But it's like if there's a confrontation, the
That's so
person
true.
who's upset is normally not the one who did the wrong thing
Yeah.
that led to the confrontation. The guilt comes later for the other character.
Okay. Ooh, okay, we got some 5s. All right, sorry, I got distracted. All right, we are gonna start. Sorry, guys. We are gonna start the second sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. A little bit of a faster toss this time. Whoa.
They look like they're on speed compared to the first one.
Yeah.
Yay! Ginger won.
Regina won.
Yes, Regina
So did Felicia.
and Felicia. Woohoo! We have some winners. And we had some friends pop in. Becky, hello. Gonna see what editing I can get done this sprint before jumping back into drafting and doing a D&D backstory in there somewhere. That sounds fun. And Laura popped in. Hi, Laura. I also chose Cat 4. He was close. He was second place, so. Yeah, so I finished my online things and I was working on the poll, so I usually like pull up a whole bunch of books and then I'm like, all right, I gotta have some fantasy. I'll throw in like a middle grade. I try to like a thriller or mystery, so I try to have some variety. So I'm narrowing them down right now. So I have 2 of the 5 books up on the poll. Yeah, so that was good. How'd you guys do?
Let me see. How many? I'm trying to see how many words I got written.
Oh, nice. You're writing.
I got 1,000 words. Didn't get as many as I wanted, but
wow, that's a lot.
At least that's the start.
That is a lot. Wow, great.
I was just putting my mom's edits into Scrivener, and I'm like a few pages away from only having 6 chapters left of the first half of the manuscript.
Oh, good.
Hey.
Yeah, my mom has the other half.
That works.
But I need to go back and do actual edits for this part. So it's, this is just trying to get, like I said, like the dopamine flowing for my ADHD brain.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that sounds good. That's what I did over the weekend. I was like, all right, I can at least do a whole bunch of these other things because I don't have the energy to write in the sequel right now. So it's been good. I'm at least that's why I was like, oh, let me record something for Zara. Let me, do other things that that have just been on my list that I'm like, you know what? I can do this right now and I can still feel productive.
Yeah.
Hey, Raf. Happy lunes, everyone. Buen lunes. De nada. I love it. Raf is halfway done editing a sci-fi novella for final review. Ooh. Cool. And, okay, do you read 200 books throughout the year, Raf? Because you always have a new book rec, and so I'm like, are you one of those 200 books a year type of readers?
I used to be 100 books a year, 100 to 150, and
now
those
you
days
can
are gone.
But you can count the books that you're you can count I've read this book 5 times.
I'm right.
Oh yeah, but that was my 150 anyway. If we talked about unique books, I was closer to if I'd hit 100 within the year, it was probably more 85 to 90.
Okay.
Or if it was 150, it was 125, and maybe I reread 25 throughout the year, just for a comfort read of. I want to be reading, but I also don't want to be thinking about it too much.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, that just that'll happen to me where I'm just well, I've got 7 hours left in this audiobook. well, guess I'm finishing this book today, because then I just get in this like, it's like I binge listen to the audio. It's like, instead of just like, I'm gonna like watch this Netflix show all day, it's like I am just gonna sit on my phone and listen to this audiobook. Why do I hear like plastic or something? What you got there, Astrid? Maybe she chewed up a toy or something, but I'll check on this while we yay, cannabis, feeling relaxed. What you got over there?
Sorry, I'm just still working as we go because I'm so close to being done with this chapter.
Oh yeah, it was just from a toy left over. You know how sometimes they have like the crinkly, they've got like plastic.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to say hi, Astrid? Okay.
Hi.
Say hi.
Your cameo.
Yes. Say hi like you always do. Good girl.
Hi.
Yes, I took your piece of plastic. Mm-hmm. You've got bonies and things though. Yes. Go play with those. Thank you for the kisses. Yes. Yes, you have to say hi to Regina and Zara and Teresa. Because Regina's always like,
She's like, I just want some attention.
Mm-hmm. She's always like, oh, let me go 1 centimeter from your face.
Riley's like that as well when she's not on camera, but because I'm always lifting her up to be on camera, she's always very much like, I don't want to be here.
Wait, 20 books a year. What? Wait. And you have a friend who can do like a book a day? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I saw someone who had read like all of they were reading the Throne of Glass series and read it all in like
I can read
a month or something. And
I can read like a 400-page book in 4 hours.
Oh
wow.
My God. Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
If I like it. And that's like I sit and I don't do anything else with my life except read that book for 4 hours.
Read that book.
So it's like,
to be your life.
Go to the bathroom, don't eat, like forget to hydrate. Like it's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's like
that's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, studying the crap book, The Anatomy of Prose.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what?
That's been on my list for forever.
Yes, that's on my TBR because that's by, is that by Sasha Black? Or no?
Is that one?
I think so. I'm looking it up.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I
it
was
is.
trying to picture the cover.
Yeah, because she has other ones. I think I might have the ebook of like the villains one or something.
Yeah, those I've bought. It's weird. I've been wanting to do the Anatomy of Prose for forever, but instead I bought like the more specific ones. But I still have to read those as well, so it's not like I'm just.
Yeah, How to Craft Super Bad Villains, 13 Steps to Evil. That sounds fun. Cool. Well, if you're reading it again, it must be good. So I'll have to check it out. 300 an over 300-page book during the middle of our workday. Yes, Sasha Black. Yes. Tips for faster reading? ?
This is not going to be helpful. There's like, you know, when you're looking at something and you can either look at it like really closely and focus on it, or you can kind of look at things like a little bit broader. Mm-hmm. Or if you've ever seen those like memes online where it's basically like, you read the sentence wrong. This one too. And it's because certain words are switched, but your brain is automatically filling in what it's expecting to be. If you focus less on the individual words, your brain will get accustomed to reading a sentence very fast. So there's a sentence on here that says, how long will it take? Character name asked. And it's like, I can look at it and I can just see that whole thing all at once, which is a lot faster than having to go word by word. And then if you extrapolate that out, you can read a paragraph faster and then a page faster. But it's not like, you can't be like, oh, my goal is to read 5 words at once. It's more like, instead of just focusing on word by word, though, like you want to expand out. So what's in your field of vision? Can you kind of get all of it at once? But don't do like a whole paragraph at once, like multiple lines, but just like the words adjacent to each other.
Yeah, because that's like the... Sorry, I didn't mean to know if I interrupted you.
No, I was going to say, like, I'm sure there are courses of how to do it online, but when I had asked my mom how she sped read, she also didn't really have an answer, and I just, like, started it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that, at least I've seen it on Facebook, where they have, like, the word, but like the first and last letter are the same, but then like the middle's mixed up, and it's like, you can read this even though blah blah blah, because your brain processes the letters, not the order. And so I feel like that's how I read, is I'm just like I can read really fast, but then maybe that's why I'm like, oh yeah, the main character and the love interest, and like that was a great book, 5 out of 5 stars. And it's like I'm so bad with names and details, and I'm reading it and I'm like processing it, but it doesn't make for me remembering like every single detail. I'm not that kind of reader, and maybe it's because I read really fast.
I used to still maintain all the details, and since I've gotten older, like the form of my ADHD has kind of changed. So I don't remember the details as well if I'm just reading a book for fun. And it's not like, okay, even though I'm reading this manuscript fast so I can have first impressions and be able to like make notes before I go back in and do more intense notes and edits, etc. Generally, it's like I'm remembering it for the duration that I'm reading, and then it gets thrown out. So, but the books that I had read forever ago, aside from the 2 historical romances that had the same plot, I can generally hold on to what was there, but I've also been pairing some things out. So it's like I no longer remember all the plot points of The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, which is still one of the best reveals in a book that I've ever read. So like I remember the reveal, and I remember the fact that I correctly guessed who was who, because basically the whole premise of the story is that there's this princess who has an arranged marriage to a prince. She doesn't want that, so she runs off, accidentally runs into that prince and also the assassin who's sent to kill her to stop that marriage from happening. And she doesn't know who is who, and also you're in the points of view of all 3 of them.
That's amazing.
And like you still don't know until like basically the end.
That's so good.
But if you were like, oh, like what was the actual, like what step by step happened, I'd be like, well, I just told you the premise, and I know that she runs into someone at a pub while she's pretending to just not be a princess. But but honestly, at this point, it's like I don't even remember which one she runs into first, the assassin or the prince.
That's cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That sounds interesting, though.
Yeah, that's also on my TBR. So many books.
Which one was that, Zara?
The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. First book in the Remnants Chronicles. I think Chronicles was how she named the series.
The Remnant Chronicles, yeah.
Remnant, there we go. There wasn't a plural. That's what it was. But I
2014.
I know.
Really?
It's 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's been
I
really-
never read the 2 sequels just because I like got too busy and I didn't have enough time to like go back and reread the first book. I really want to read that series, the rest of it.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
Oh,
Okay, shoot.
it sounds good though. I'm gonna have to put that on my TBR.
No,
It sounds really
it's a
good.
lot.
I'm just making everyone's TBR grow, but it's really, really good.
Yeah,
It sounds really
it
good.
sounds really good though.
Also, Regina was talking about the anatomy of prose. I'm gonna find out I did something wrong all these years, so I'll skip it. That's hilarious. I feel like my prose is something that I'm strong at, so if I can make it better, that would be good. But I feel like that is one of the stronger parts of my writing.
Regina,
Where's
is
my
my prose strong? I don't think about it much. I mostly think about characters and plot, and everything else just is a byproduct of what I'm trying to say. I am going. I'm like, why can't I
So-
find the pages after this? And I realized I was going backwards in the text.
So there are 30 cats. You can pick 1 through 30 or a color, and you get bonus if there's more than one color for the cat and you don't specify. So that's a pro tip for you guys.
Purple.
Usually I guess a color, but I'm gonna say a number. I'm gonna say 22.
I can't hear the number 22 without hearing Taylor Swift in my head anymore. It's been years. It's been years.
Lindsay's also going purple.
I think I'll just go with the number. I'm just gonna pick 18.
Okay. All right. I think we got a good spread here of our votes. All right. Well, we will start this final sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. All right, that was the end of the final sprint. And Ginger won again. Ruff, you won! Yay! Someone won the 30 cat race. Woohoo! Let's see, did anyone else? Okay, making sure no one else guessed it. Or number 8. What number did you say, Teresa? Oh, 18.
I
right?
said 18.
Okay, yeah, 18, yeah.
It was
yay.
close.
Yeah. Yeah, I finished the Diversity is Lit poll, so I posted that, and I can never vote on the book right away because I'm like, no, I want to read them all, because I just narrowed down all of the books in the world, to like 5 books as options. So of course they're all ones I want to read. So it just depends on what mood I'm in. But yeah, so if you guys want to vote for the book we're going to read in August, you can click on the Goodreads link down below. But yeah, and then I was doing some other things because for physical therapy, we have to have like 40 continuing education hours every 2 years. And I have like 5 hours. So I'm like, and that's due like at the end of September. So I'm like, I should probably get started on a couple more continuing education courses. So I was just going on the website to look at stuff, but I've been trying to like push it off because I'm like, I want to work on the sequel. I want to like do all these other things, but I'm like, the months are creeping up. I can't push it off that much further. So anyways, yes, I was productive. How'd you guys do?
Oh, for this one, I just read a book.
Nice.
Since I got my words in.
Yay. Oh, are you still muted?
Sorry, my bad. I finished editing the end of the first half of the manuscript, at least my mom's edits. As I was going through, she had missed some things. It's fine because things will change, but it was just like a first pass to see certain things, like, oh, a missed word here, a missed word there. I'm sure there's a lot that wasn't done in this very quick pass, but now it's going to be a slower pass.
There was a little bit more. Well, at least you had a good like first pass through.
Yeah.
You are welcome, Lindsay. Thanks for coming. I think, are we all going to be here next week too? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And Becky got the D&D backstory and edits done. Yay!
Oh, cool. Good job.
And the Desolate Reader also got a lot done. Yay!
Yay!
I'm glad everyone had a productive night. Yeah, so I hope you guys felt like you got a lot done, whether it was writing related or otherwise. Clearly I was doing the otherwise. But we will be here same time, same place next week. And yeah, don't forget to pre-order A Diamond Bright and Broken so that you don't miss out on the pre-order goodies. Yes, the character art cards. If you're interested in disability rep and sapphic romance, ride or die sister relationships, and unique magic, then you can check out my book. Oh, thank you so much. I have not, actually. Either of them.
Me either.
Have either of you? Okay. Yeah, sorry. There's also too many shows to watch as well.
Dune, from what I've heard, is very hard to get into. And
I've heard that too.
And even just watching it, and some people have been like, "Oh, at this point, just watch it before you read it," and then other people are like, "No, you need to read it to understand it." I just don't have time. So,
Right. So fun. But hopefully we could get lots of reading, writing, and watching done in the next week. So funny. All right, you guys, we will see you next week. Have a good rest of the week. Bye.
Bye.